Greetings and welcome to the Nerd College, where it's our mission to provide introductions to our favorite films, shows, and anime without giving away the whole story. Today, we'll be discussing a hilarious show that's often referenced in meme culture, but in our opinion isn't nearly well known enough itself. With that said, let's get into it, or, if you will,
come with us now on a journey through time and space.
To the world of the Mighty Boosh.
Hi, welcome to the show. My name's Howard Moon, and this is Vince Noir.
Hello.
Sorry. This week we're going to be tracking...
The Mighty Boosh is the name of a surrealist comedy show that aired on Britain's BBC Three from 2004 to 2007 and stars series creators Julian Barrett and Noel Fielding. It originated from 3 stage shows and a 6-episode radio series in which Barrett and Fielding hammered out the finer details of what the Mighty Boosh would eventually become. The plots of episodes generally focus on their characters Howard Moon and Vince Noir and their attempts to escape their humdrum lives, which inevitably lead them into wacky, supernatural dilemmas and run-ins with cartoonish villains.
I'm just looking for my mate Howard. He's in limbo.
You must choose wisely, for there are over 17 minutes in the meta world.
Along with being a unique and oddly brilliant show in its own right, the Mighty Boosh would also serve as a meeting place and launch pad for some of the funniest comedian actors working today, and would result in the creation of other hilarious shows as well. Along with Julian Barrett and Noel Fielding, the comedy troupe behind the show consists of Michael Fielding, Rich Fulcher, and Dave Brown. Noel and Michael Fielding are brothers who were born in Westminster, London, and the name Mighty Boosh comes from the name a friend came up with for a hairstyle of Michael's when they were young. While at college, Noel would meet and befriend future co-star Dave Brown, as well as Nigel Cohn, who would later provide the animation for the series. Noel would eventually meet Julian Barrett while they were on the same bill performing stand-up comedy at a pub in North London, and the two would become longtime co-writers and collaborators. They would spend years together refining their comedic style, which at first took the form of wacky sketches reminiscent of Monty Python's Flying Circus, or those performed by Britain's favorite comedy trio of the 70s and 80s, the Goodies. Eventually, they would begin work on projects that employed more long-form storytelling, but they never lost the wackiness, humor, or outrageous costumes from their early days.
Hi there.
Who are you?
I'm Old Gregg. Pleased to meet you.
In 1998, both Julian and Noel would land roles on the sketch comedy series Unnatural Acts. Although the show would only merit 6 episodes, the experience would prove monumentally important for their careers going forward. Not only did they meet Rich Fulcher on set, who would go on to portray many important parts in the Mighty Boosh, but the 2 zookeeper personas they developed for the show would provide the basis for their own characters. Fans of the Mighty Boosh will spot the beginnings of Howard and Vince's dynamic and witty banter here, along with elements of the legend that will later be known as Bob Fossil.
Because they come at me, bang, I'll get them.
You're pretty good.
Yeah, I've got all the time in the world.
But I'm hard, you know what I mean?
Aye,
I drink needles.
Well. Really?
I drink needles.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then I wash in hammers.
Really?
Yeah.
That is good.
After the cancellation of Unnatural Acts, our group of comedians began working again on their own sketch comedy. It was during this time they created the 3 stage shows entitled The Mighty Boosh, The Arctic Boosh, and Otto Boosh, respectively. They would take all 3 of these shows to the Edinburgh Fringe, the world's largest performing arts festival, and with the success of Otto Boosh, a radio series was commissioned by the BBC. They called their radio program The Boosh, which consisted of 6 episodes, whose plots were later heavily reworked to form the basis for the show's first season. It was well received and won the Douglas Adams Award for innovative comedy writing. Eventually, the minds behind the Mighty Boosh were given the opportunity to provide a pilot for television.
They call him the Troupe. Arms in short, then with the claw.
I'm little Johnny Frostbite, moving around, freezing you up, freezing you down like an...
The formation of the tone and recurring characters of the Mighty Boosh were constructed gradually over years of collaboration, but with the creation of the pilot episode, the form was set. Noel Fielding and Julian Barrett would star and would be supported by a cast of wacky characters portrayed by the friends and colleagues they had met throughout their journey. The pilot was popular enough to warrant a full 8-episode season, which premiered in 2004. Eventually, the series would air 20 episodes over 3 seasons, and although most regard it as a well-known but underviewed show with a cult fan base, the first episode of Season 3 attracted over 1 million viewers, breaking the record for the most watched show in BBC Three's history at the time. Although it didn't see much play originally in American outlets, in 2009 the Mighty Boosh premiered on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim, introducing the show to an entirely new audience. One of the many unique features of the show is that while the characters remain the same, their jobs and surroundings change with each season. Although these changes can be potentially explained by events occurring between the episodes, the specifics are never addressed. In Season 1, Howard and Vince are employed as animal handlers at Bob Fossil's Zooniverse and engage in escapades with the help of Naboo the Enigma, the fortune teller and shaman employed by the zoo, as well as Ballo the gorilla, who understandably lives there. In Season 2, Howard and Vince are struggling musicians who rent a room in a flat owned by Naboo and Ballo, who plays the part of shaman's familiar. Each episode in Season 2 takes our characters to strange and different locales, ranging from a remote fishing village to a desert island. In Season 3, we find our protagonist working as shopkeepers at the Nabootique, a fictional shop in Dalston owned by Naboo and Ballo. Most of the adventures in this season take place in and around the shop, although no matter where they are, Howard and Vince's schemes will forever be foiled by a never-ending cast of deranged villains and zany misfits.
Your shop might burn down, or your arms might be attached to juggernauts and torn off at the shoulders. Only that ain't gonna happen to you, boy, because I'm gonna protect you.
Perhaps the most endearing aspect of the Mighty Boosh is how much the creators accomplish with a relatively small budget. Nearly all the main characters in the show are played by the core members of the comedy troupe. Often, the actors will play multiple roles in the same episode, sometimes even in the same scene. There is a genius to the way that in nearly every episode, Howard and Vince become separated so that one or both actors can switch parts and play someone that the other meets. This happens a lot. A whole lot. Here at the Nerd College, our favorite characteristic of the Mighty Boosh, aside from the overall madcap tone, is the original music that appears in nearly every episode. Much like their characters in the show, Noel Fielding and Julian Barrett are musicians who love pop and jazz respectively, and the songs they create for the show are as bizarre as they are catchy. If you're a fan of the show, or if this video inspires you to check it out, please let us know in the comments below what's your favorite song by Howard and Vince. There's a group of British comedic actors that have all reached prominence, a graduating class if you will, who all got their start appearing in shows like The Mighty Boosh and the equally brilliant Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Both Matt Berry and Richard Ayoade, who appear frequently in media today, had some of their first appearances on The Mighty Boosh. Barry would befriend Rich Fulcher on set, and together the two of them would star in the side-splitting 2006 comedy show Snuffbox. After the end of Season 3, Julian Barrett and Noel Fielding would continue to appear frequently on British television, with Noel going on to feature prominently on such programs as The Great British Bake Off and The Completely Made-Up Adventures of Dick Turpin. Regarding the future, there have been attempts long in the making to produce a feature-length film, but for now, fans will have to live in hope and treasure what Boosh we have. Whether it's through memes, bizarre comedy, or wacky music, the Mighty Boosh has made a unique impression on comedy and our culture as a whole.
I'm Old Gregg!
And that's it for class today. We hope we've inspired you to check out the Mighty Boosh, or if you're already a fan, we hope you've learned something new. Please let us know if there's a particular film, show, or anime that you'd like to see covered by our channel in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Now, off to your next class.